Hi guys, this is Jeff at Slavens Racing. This video is an update from the original build I did on my 2020 KTM 300 XCW. I posted that video last fall. This is just an update of some of the changes I've made since then. And then just an FYI, the 20, 21, and 22 KTMs are all the same bike. They made extremely small changes in 21 and 22, not even really worth discussing. So those are basically BNG years, bold new graphics. I would suspect that the 23s will have some major changes to them, but I don't know. But anyhow, 20, 21, 22, KTMs and Huskies, they're all the same bike, just different graphics and some very minor detail changes. All right, let's see here. Since the last post, I've put on different graphics. The ones before were primarily black. These are primarily white. Just going to lighten it up a little bit. I've got different tires on it now. I've got this Kenton gnarly front. And I really like this tire in tight conditions. It really absorbs the rocks and the roots. So when you just hit, a small root head on, it just soaks it right up. It's really got a good feature there, and that it does that. Some tires definitely don't have that functionality, and it's also sticks really well to the rocks and the roots. But it's a lower speed trail tire. It's I'd say if you're doing a lot of first through third gear stuff, this is an exceptional tire for that. If you get up in the upper gears and you're pushing this thing, you're stuffing it hard in the tight turns. The knobs do tend to want to fold because of the softer rubber. It has kind of a gummy compound. It's not a super gummy, but it's definitely gummy. And so for fifth gear stuff, I would not use this tire for racing, for GNCC or hare scrambles, that type of stuff. Personally, I wouldn't use it because the front end, the knobs give you kind of a weird feel when you're pushing them really hard into a turn. Now, maybe you're not that guy that really stuffs it into a turn, and you'd be perfectly happy with it, because it does work exceptionally well in a lot of other areas. On the back, I've got a new IRC JX8 Dakota, and I was using the IRC VE33 before this, which was a great tire, but this is even stickier. This is designed more for extreme enduro. It's not going to hold up probably as well as the VE33. Those will give you pretty damn good mileage. I think this is going to be a little bit shorter life tire. This tire right now has got about 140 miles on it, and I'd say it's going to go about 250 or so in our conditions out here, which are extremely rocky. And other than that, I put these things on here. They need cleaned up a little bit. Those are the Polysport graphics cards. Because without this guard on there, what happens is you put nice new graphics on your bike, and then the first time out, your boot just wears your new graphics right off. It looks like hell. So that's what I've got going on there. I think everything else on this side of the bike is the same as it was before. I have added this Qtm Map Switch, and I've got two maps. It's got a Get ECU, so underneath the seat there is a Get ECU. It's the Get Race Kit, and that's been added since the last video. And like I said, I've got two maps loaded here. I've got the one for the mountains that I make really crispy, so that when I'm going up in elevation, it still pulls nice and strong. And then I usually flip it to the richer map, sea level map for riding on roads. Even out here in Colorado, I use that sea level map on roads, because it doesn't hurt for them to have some extra fuel when you're just cruising down the road or zinging it down the road. Prevents seizures and stuff. And then down over here, you can see the Get piece in there. I've also added this since the last video. This I had our previous version on. This one is easier to install. Our first one, when you would take the bolts off of the stock plastic cover, then the TPS would fall out. Now that doesn't happen. So one screw stays in the TPS, and allows you to mount this on without the TPS falling out on you. So I think it's the only one on the market that way. We're always trying to improve our products. You can see the frame guard over here. Graphics sword, excuse me. You can see my recent crash here from a couple of days ago. Providing some extreme stuff. Also, since the original build, I've added this Recluse, Recluse left-hand rear brake, and I absolutely love it. It's very powerful, easily locks up the rear wheel, but it still has great modulation. You know, really good feel. I use it constantly. And there is an extra map switch here, which is just temporary. That's because I've been testing the stock ECU and a Cooper ECU, so I was using it for that, but that will come off soon. Guys always ask about these handlebars. By the way, that's just a quad lock from my phone. But guys who ask about these handlebars, they're made by Fastco. You know, these are flex handlebars, and these are prototypes that I've had for a couple of years. I've had them on another bike as well. But they've determined that they're just not as strong as their previous model, and that they're not going to produce them. They say they don't meet their quality standards for strength, and so this bar is not going to come out on the market. They are going to take the original bar. They're already working on it. They have figured out some ways to lighten it up without reducing the strength, so that will be coming out one of these days. Who knows? That could be next year. As far as backed up as those guys are. Everybody in the industry is pretty backed up right now. I mean, this is one of those years that if you're in a big hurry for a product, well then, yeah, you might be SOL, because the demand is high and the supply is low. There's shipping problems, there's manufacturing problems, there's materials problems. There's, all of our suppliers are having a tough time, and I would highly recommend that you guys, you know, kind of make a list of what you burn throughout the season and place kind of an order to stock up. Have some stuff on your shelf at home. And I think, guys, that's about it. This bike works exceptionally well. Runs extremely well. Very strong on the low end. Very smooth power delivery. And I think that's about all for now, guys. Get out and ride. Help out with your trails, and be a great trail ambassador. That's all for now.